Hey everyone, hoping everyone is good, hoping everyone is great. Listen, about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, I wrote this poem, and it's called If I'm an Option, Don't Pick Me. And it was a bold declaration to myself and also to anyone else to not be in the space to be okay with being someone's option. And I know that there are circumstances which we will be an option, in a pool of a career. We are candidates to get a position and a job. We will be an option. But when it comes to relational things like friendships and relationships, there is an assertion that especially relationships, we want to be someone's only. That we should not limit ourselves in being in a space of deliberation where someone gets to kind of decide on however we show up, if it's good enough for them. That's an ego trip that sometimes people hold. And so the poem, I'll give you a little bit of it. The poem goes, if I'm an option, don't pick me. Don't weigh me on the scale of convenience or rationalize why another option might serve you better. I was never meant to be compared. I was meant to be chosen. And love is not a pros and cons list. It's not a side-by-side comparison of who texts back faster, who looks good on paper. Baby, I'm not paper. I'm flesh, spirit, and some fire. And you don't analyze fire. You respect it or you burn. And again, for anybody to say that out loud, it sounds very bold. And it might even sound a little harsh to a lot of people. But I also want to walk through that statement because, it's not about arrogance. It's definitely about alignment. It's about our self-respect. And it has a lot to do with emotional safety. Because there is a difference between being chosen and being available to be selected if nothing else works out. And too many of us have lived our lives accepting, what feels like love, but really is just convenience. And let me start by making something very clear. There are areas in life where being an option is normal. And again, like I said, you apply for a job. You are one of many candidates. You submit your work. You are one of several, creatives that's being considered. You try for something. You are one of many that is going to be evaluated. And that is going to be what life presents. But you are not only an option in systems that are built on selection and evaluation. Relationships and friendships, connection where love and loyalty, vulnerability and emotional safety is involved. Now, that ain't the same. Those spaces are not supposed to make you feel like you are in a waiting room. You should not feel like you are sitting quietly, hoping that someone will finally call your name when they are done exploring their other options. When it comes to relational space, you deserve to be intentionally chosen. And being an option honestly just feels like you only hear from a person when it's convenient to them. They make plans with you that are just always tentative. Let me see. You can feel that their attention is divided and you're not the priority. You feel yourself, having to be small, or you're overthinking, or you're trying to prove your value so that they will pick you. You start analyzing everything. You start asking questions like, did I say something wrong? Am I not enough? Am I showing up right? Maybe I can show up differently. And what that does is that slowly, without even realizing it, you begin negotiating your own worth. You start accepting, someone's partial effort because you are hoping that it will somehow turn into a full commitment. And the truth is, you can feel when you are being held as a backup plan. Your spirit knows, your peace knows, your body knows, and that discomfort will keep you from moving forward. You would try to talk yourself out of it, and that's when your discernment is really trying to protect you. So then we ask the question, when it comes to situations like this, why do we accept it? Why do we stay in spaces where we are clearly not being chosen? And these are honestly some good and honest reasons. You are fear of losing the connection altogether. Sometimes we would rather be into something than to have nothing at all. We see the potential in people. We hold on to who they could be instead of who they consistently show us that they are. We've been conditioned to earn love. Some of us learn early that love is something that you have to prove and not something that is freely and intentionally given to you. And we don't fully believe that we will be chosen, elsewhere. So we settle for being halfway chosen. But I'm going to say this for you very, very gently, my baby. Any place that requires you to convince yourself, that someone has to value you is already misaligned with who you are. You should not have to sit in a space where you have to audition for someone to see you and choose you. There is a clear difference between someone giving you attention and someone having intention with you. Because, intention can be very inconsistent. It can be convenient. It can be given in moments when someone is bored or they're lonely or they just need emotional comfort. But, the thing about intention is consistent. It is very clear. It is very anchored. And it looks like, someone really showing you that they want you in their life. They are making room for you. They are choosing you with being very clear and with showing you that they care. Attention will always keep you confused, my baby. Intention will give you peace. Attention will keep you confused, and intention will keep you in peace. And if you are constantly confused, you are likely not being chosen. And here's another part that perhaps we don't want to hear, but I have to tell you this in love, my baby. Before anyone else chooses you, you got to choose yourself. And that's you honoring your standards when you like someone. It's walking away from anything that feels inconsistent when you are becoming attached. It's not allowing your time or your energy or your love to be assessed casually. Because when you honestly choose yourself, you stop participating in spaces where you are treated as an option. And that doesn't mean that you as a person become hard. It doesn't mean that you become cold. It just means that you are more clear on what it is that you need in your life. You are clear on what you deserve. You are clear about how you want to be treated, and you are clear about what you will no longer tolerate from anyone else. And you don't have to make a scene in removing yourself from optional spaces. You don't have to argue with a person. You don't have to convince them of your worth. You don't even have to explain yourself until you're absolutely exhausted. Sometimes the most powerful thing that you can quietly say is, I deserve to be chosen, with clarity. And this does not feel like any of that. And you just move. You gracefully bow out. You calmly move forward, and you don't do any of that with any kind of bitterness. Because self-respect doesn't need to be screamed out loud. It just needs to be absolutely consistent. And we are often looking for clues or ways that we know that we are being chosen. But I'll say it again, that being chosen, it absolutely feels like peace. It feels like ease. It feels like there is a space of consistency with you and the person that you are aligned with. You do not have to guess anything about what's going on. You ain't chasing another person, and you don't have to put on a performance in order for them to like you or see you or just connect with you. When you are chosen, you are always considered. You are prioritized, you are valued, you are loved. That is the equalness with being chosen and being aligned, because the intention behind it brings you closer. And the connection does not feel like you are in competition with somebody else. That's a partnership when you are the only one, when all of the attention is on you, and it is a space where there is an equilibrium. You give, I give, and both of us feel fulfilled. And honestly, that's what all of us deserve. And if you are okay with being an option in someone's life, I want you to reevaluate what that looks like and what that feels like. And I need you to be honest about the space that you are sitting in, because we always have the option or the power of opting out of something. You are not required to stay in any space that treats you like a maybe. You are just allowed to desire to be fully chosen, and that's not you being arrogant. That's just you knowing exactly what you want in your life. And the right people, the aligned people, will never, ever make you question yourself, and will never be confused about who you are. They will not keep you on hold. They will not make you compete for any type of care. They will see you wholly. They will choose you with all kinds of clarity. And until that shows up, my baby, I need you to choose yourself. Let's go into this question that we have. I think it's very relevant to this episode, and I want to implant it there, and then I'm going to answer this question as well.
Hi, my name is Jazz, and I'm from Oakland, California. And basically, my question is, why am I still thinking of someone that I know I'm not equally yoked with? I was celibate for 3 years, and this person popped back up during a vulnerable time in my life, and I broke that celibacy. I end up having to block them because nothing's changed, and this has been a 23-year of nothing. Pop in, pop out. And I feel some type of way, though I know I did the right thing. All right. Thank you, Lisa Marie. I've been so enjoying your insight and your wisdom. All right.
Jazz, thank you so much for that question. That question is relevant. That question is very much a mirror of a lot of situations that people have experienced. So I thank you for your honesty in that. What I heard you say was, why am I still thinking about someone that I know I am not equally yoked with? And I want to be careful in answering this as honest and as gentle as possible, because there is nothing wrong with what you are feeling and how you are feeling the way that you are. You have been in connection with someone for 23 years. The clearest answer is that your mind has matured. Your spirit has matured, and your standards have definitely matured as well. But your heart will always remember the history of someone. It remembers what's familiar to you. That, again, 23 years ain't just 2 seconds. It remembers the version of them that you loved at one time, and probably still do. And sometimes even the version of you that existed when you were with them. And when someone re-enters your life during a very vulnerable moment, it can feel like it was a place of comfort for you. It may have felt like a relief, and you may have felt that at one point, maybe this time when they come around, it'll be different. But what you're actually recognizing in that space was that's not alignment. Because to your point, it was the same thing going over and over again, resulting in nothing. And there's a difference between what is familiar and what is right for you. And when you've known someone for a long time, over a span of 23 years, you are not just grieving a person, you are grieving that time. You are grieving the hope that maybe one day it would have turned into something that finally for you felt right, and finally felt stable, and finally felt equally yoked. So of course they're going to cross your mind. Of course you're going to still care, because your heart is trying to make sense of how something that had so much history never developed into something that had the right foundation. And breaking celibacy with someone you already had a soul tie with will reopen some emotional doors. And I'm not going to say in any, way of what it is that you were weak. What we do know about our connection with people is that sometimes being familiar with something has a stronghold over you. And that chemistry, mixed with memory, mixed with history, it takes spiritual discipline, something that you were practicing. Because intimacy does not just involve your body. It reactivates the heart and the mind. But I want you to hear this also. You are not harsh for blocking this person. What you exercise was something very healthy. Because at some point, you have to honor the version of you that has grown, even if that means grieving the version of you that kept trying. 23 years of rotation is not confusion. It is a pattern, my baby. And patterns do not change. They will continue to produce the same outcomes no matter how much you love or pour into another person. And so you are not thinking about them because they are the one. You are thinking about them because they were a significant chapter in your life, however that looked like for you, okay? And when you are becoming equally yoked in your spirit, in your lifestyle, in your healing, your discipline, your purpose, you will feel the misalignment more clearly than you ever have before, because it will no longer feel like we can make this work. It really begins to show up as, this is costing me all of my peace. And that's where you are right now. So you can still love that person and recognize that they are not aligned with where God is taking you. You can still have history with someone and decide that you will not have a future with them. You can, feel something for someone and still choose yourself. And choosing yourself does not mean that you don't love them. It means that you finally loved yourself enough to stop participating in something that keeps wounding you. And that, my baby, that was smart. And so, also if they cross your mind, don't shame yourself. That is history. Don't spiral out of control. Don't try to rewrite the story and your participation in theirs. Just know that it was a space and a place in which you were and you have grown beyond it. But the biggest thing is, now that you are beyond it, don't allow this person back in your life. Don't invite them back. Because 23 years is a long time to not change and not choose you. Your life is moving forward. And anything that's going to impede you, right, is going to stop your growth. And you did the right thing by blocking them. It does not mean that you hate this person, but you are asserting this space where you are protecting your peace. You are wanting to become more disciplined in your spirit, in your future, and everything else that comes with it. And I want you to remember that what you did was also a sentiment to your healing. Someone not showing up for you and not meeting you where you needed them to be, and recognizing within yourself that you were not equally yoked. I'm glad that you got to that point, right? Minus, let's not even tack into the years that it was a revolving door. Let's just congratulate you on the fact that you finally recognize that this person is not my person, and that you built a sustainable, tight door, and you threw away the key that they don't have access to you. So give yourself grace as you let all of this go. Give yourself compassion as you heal, and trust that what is equally yoked to you will not confuse you, my baby. It won't drain you or pull you out of any kind of alignment. You have met yourself in a place of your growth, and you should be proud of that. So to answer your question, it's totally normal in thinking about a person, but you are right for doing what you need to do to protect your peace. Okay? All right. Well, my babies, that's today's episode. I hope that it answered anything that you had questions in your own life about, and that it also showed you the importance of being chosen. and not being picked, not being someone's option. Because many times we can sit into those spells and just being okay with whatever somebody gives us. We can, operate in being an option in many spaces in our lives. But when it comes to relationships, you can opt out of that. You can be someone's only. And I pray that as you are working on yourselves, you also work on your self-worth and also work into your value, and that you want to be someone's only and that you demand it as well. All right. Okay. I'll see you next week.